Hey guys, what's up? This is Dave from ConMenRDW with another episode of the ConMentary podcast, the geeky nerdy show for geeky nerdy people. We are here talking about Nintendo this week, and I'm here with Javier.
How you doing?
And Dan.
How's it going?
And Matt Jiles.
How's it going?
Yeah, and I got these guys on panel because we're all pretty knowledgeable on Nintendo things. 3 out of 4, but Javi's along for the ride. I think you're pretty good. But yeah, so first off, we're going to start off with the shameless plug section. So do any of you guys have anything you want to plug for yourselves, like a Facebook page, social media, anything like that?
Alright, yeah.
Not as of now. Sorry, we can talk at the same time.
Yeah, you go first.
No,
you go first.
Not as of now, so actually I'm passing it off to you. Go right ahead.
Okay. I do a lot of things. I do interviews. I actually just got off a band interview not too long ago. I talk about video games a lot, baseball a lot, whatever. So you can follow me on Twitter. It's Maddie at the Disco. Love Panic at the Disco, favorite band. So yeah, I talk about a lot of cool stuff and
clever
Nintendo quite a lot.
Very nice. And Twitter's your main thing, so that's the only thing you got?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I know Javi has like 2 or 3 things he needs to plug.
You can follow me on Instagram. The name is Chaosifized. You can see how it's typed out later. And then, should I mention the cosplay thing?
Yeah.
Alright, so I also do cosplay events where I bless up butts. So follow me at the Booty Referee on Instagram.
It is quite entertaining.
Referee.
Yeah, it's pretty lit actually. The Booty Referee. He's
Comes
made
highly
multiple
recommended.
cameos on my videos. Very nice stuff.
Yeah, definitely check that out. And that's about it.
Yeah,
So-
and we're going to move on now out of the shameless plugs to the Nintendo discussion. So first off, I want to start off basically how the Commentary podcast works for those of you who don't know. Even though I am very knowledgeable in this specific topic amongst other things I've talked about before, I like to let everyone know who's listening where our panel's knowledge is on the subject at hand. So with Nintendo, my experience with Nintendo is I've been playing, like, Nintendo was my first video game console. It was actually, I started off with a Game Boy Color, and whenever Pokemon Blue came out, whatever that year was, yeah, my parents got me a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue and something else. I think Super Mario Land. And I just had that. And then when I was in like 2nd grade, a friend of my family got me a Nintendo 64 with Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario 64. And ever since then, I've just been a Nintendo person. Like, my parents were not even interested in getting me video games. But the friend of our family was like, hey, this is the big thing. I think he'd like it. And I loved it. So I've just been hooked ever since then. Had a GameCube, had a Wii U, and now I got a Switch. I've had every Nintendo handheld minus like the super spin-offy ones like the Game Boy Micro and mainly the Game Boy Micro. I haven't had anything else other than that. But yeah, hardcore Nintendo guy. What about you, Javi?
I mainly played Nintendo when I was younger. Like, I remember being really young. I think the first console I got was a Platinum Game Boy Advance, and that was like a limited edition thing, and I was really happy about it. And then I got Sonic Advance, and then all those.
Oh, that was a good one.
I love those games. And then I had a Nintendo 64, and then I also had like Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. That's where I first started off. And then I sold it. Like, I sold all those games, including Nintendo 64, when I was like 7 or 8 for Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Shame.
And then like 10 years later, I'm buying them all again. And now I have, I think, everything but like the Wii U, the Switch, and SNES, and the GameCube. I think I have every other console. And I'm still playing Conker's Bad Fur Day right now.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's classic.
That's about it.
All right. What about you, Dan?
So my Nintendo history starts with mainly actually just playing at cousins' places. I never actually owned N64, but I would go over to my cousin's place and play Smash Bros. Quite a bit. So that's probably where my entry point started, and then from there I got Game Boy Advance, and I think the first game I got on that.
What color was your Game Boy Advance?
It was the standard purple one.
Okay, I think I had the purple. No, I had the see-through one.
It wasn't actually even mine. It was it was a hand-me-down from my sister, but I ended up getting Zelda Link to the Past and Four Swords and Mega Man Battle Network 3 Blue.
Nice.
Four Swords was such a struggle because of all the work you had to do to actually get a proper game of Four Swords going back in the day. It's terrible. So you could never actually play it.
My sister got it, my younger sister, and then 2 of my friends got it, and so we play 4-player pretty frequently, actually.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we beat the entire game 4-player, which is a ton of fun. And from there, I kind of fell in love with Zelda. So the first Nintendo system I personally owned was the Wii, and of course I had Brawl. I had I don't even remember what games I had. I had like some Fire Emblem games as well, and I played a lot of emulators of all the classic Fire Emblem games. Like I'd have to say my 2 favorite Nintendo series are definitely Zelda and Fire Emblem. And I'm really getting more into Nintendo now
because of the Switch and the handheld.
Because of the Switch, because of the handheld, because I have an actual job. So, just a lot of things coming together to make that happen. But, yeah, so I got the Switch. I picked up Breath of the Wild. I picked up Splatoon. That's right, I had a Wii U as well. I totally skipped over that. But I had Smash Bros. Wii U. I had Hyrule Warriors. I had Xenoblade Chronicles X.
All the essentials.
Yeah. So, I'd say I'm still more so getting into Nintendo, even though I've known it for a long time. Just kind of coming around. I'm definitely going to pick up a 3DS and all of the Fire Emblem games and Zelda games that I missed on that console. So we'll see going forward, but for sure.
All right, awesome. What about you, Jiles?
All right, so I started off actually with the original Game Boy, like the block Game Boy, original black and white.
Oh,
and my first ever video game I remember in life was Kirby Dream Land 2.
Oh, that was my jam. Oh, yeah. I love that game.
So that was like my introduction to video games. It was actually one of my parents, I believe, and I just played it. But like my first Nintendo that I owned myself was a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow. Played it day in, day out, and
Was it the special yellow Pokemon Game Boy Color that came with it, or no?
It was a green one, actually.
Oh, lime green.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was big on Pokemon back then. Then Kirby is pretty much all I did as a kid for that. And then we had an NES in the house, just always around, so I grew up on those original Mario, Zelda, all this sort of stuff too. But where I really started getting into Nintendo was the N64. I had too many games to even name, pretty much all the big ones. I got the Donkey Kong bundle one, DK64 bundle.
DK64, awesome.
Yeah, the green one. It was so fun. So I loved that. Then actually sold my 64 for a GameCube, which, thinking back now, was a very stupid decision, and I really regret it. But GameCube was fun. Played a lot of Mario Kart, Smash, Super Mario Sunshine, like the big essentials on there. Did own a Wii, did own a Wii U. The Wii U is probably going to be sold in the next week or two, because ever since I got a Switch, I've touched literally no other consoles at all. I don't even know where my Xbox One controller is currently.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's been months since I've played my Xbox One. So the Switch has been all of my gaming lately, and no regrets there. I love it.
I mean, Xbox only got one game this year, and that's Cuphead, so...
Yeah.
All the rest of the games have been canceled.
Damn.
Oh yeah, that's some pretty good history. Like I like how most of us basically started off with a handheld for the Nintendo like systems. It seems like not a lot of us actually had like a family who had an SNES or an NES like first or whatever, but we mainly got into it with the handheld,
right?
Which was really cool. I like that. Did you guys have the light on your Game Boys? So like on car rides, you had the little like the one bulb.
Yeah,
the
so
worm
you could
light.
like, play at night. Yeah.
I got an SP. Eventually.
Oh, SPs were so revolutionary.
Yeah.
That was
SP
lit. Oh my god,
everything
was lit.
Changed the game completely.
Yeah.
It was so good. Okay. So we already went over a little bit over what games we're playing on our Nintendo consoles already, but let's like brush back over that. Before the Switch came out, I wasn't really playing much Nintendo stuff. I can't really think of anything I was playing before that. But of course, when the Switch came out, everyone got Breath of the Wild. I was playing that for like 2 months. That was a great game. I still need to actually get my copy back. I let people borrow it, but since they added the DLC, where it's like basically a master mode, which is like harder game, and Trial of the Swords, which is like basically like just a challenge mode that you can go through. I really want to do that. And then they have the new DLC that's probably coming out in 2018 by now, but I still have like another reason to pick up Breath of the Wild. And then I've been playing recently Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That's actually a really good game, surprisingly. Like, I did not expect a game with Mario and Rabbids to do so well and be such a good tactical game, and I really don't like tactical games like that, but this is a really good entry-level game for me. And then I've been playing a lot of Nindies, like indie games on my Switch, because the Switch is perfect for games like that. So, yeah, like SteamWorld Dig 2. What else have I been playing? Oh, I also got Pokken Tournament DX recently, too. Like, I had it on my Wii U, but getting a game set up on like your Wii U is such a hassle. There's so many things you have to hook up, and it's just a hassle. So Pokken Tournament DX has actually been really good on my Switch. So what about you guys?
As far as recent pickups?
Yeah, like games that you've been playing recently, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I recently got the Switch, I want to say about 2 months ago now.
Yeah.
And so I picked that up with Breath of the Wild. I actually had bought Breath of the Wild several months before I ever got a Switch because my Switch order got canceled because they ran out when I initially bought it. But so I picked up Breath of the Wild with the DLC and actually did my first playthrough in was it Master Mode is what they call it in this game. And absolutely loved that. I like
so you had enemies doing like airstrikes on you randomly throughout the game and stuff too.
Yeah, dude, it was like Zelda meets Dark Souls to a degree. It was a lot of fun. Like, it was close to like the level of difficulty that I've wanted from Zelda for a long time, and that's having played through. Like, I've emulated Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, you know, of course, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. So really, all of the 3D Zeldas. Just missed a few of the handheld ones, but
yeah.
Other than that, I admittedly have been spending a lot of time studying for this job, so haven't been able to really touch games that much. But I like binged Breath of the Wild over like 2 weeks.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, really enjoyed
So that's
that.
like your most recent one, just Breath of the Wild?
Oh, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon, and
Splatoon, nice.
Yeah, and then other than that, like PC games, but yeah.
Okay, cool. What about you, Jiles? Have you been? You said you basically have not been touching your Xbox, so
Yeah.
what are you playing on your Switch then?
I like got it with Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart. I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart because I've got some friends online who I play with. So that's a lot of fun. I got Sonic Mania, and I am having an absolute blast with that game. Oh my goodness, yeah. Especially handheld. Like, it's played in my bed all the time, and it's fantastic for that. Breath of the Wild, I haven't played as much recently, just because it takes a lot on your mind, and I like quicker games sometimes. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, that is more like if I play a game earlier in the day. I play a lot of video games like 1 in the morning, so that's mostly when I play Sonic. So, a lot of Sonic, a lot of Mario Kart. I haven't played Splatoon too much, and bits of Breath of the Wild too.
Okay. How far have you gotten in Breath of the Wild so far?
I don't even remember. I got past. So I'm at the point where you have to get like the 4 whatevers they are, and I'm about to do the first one.
Oh, okay, so you're just wandering,
I have just
That's
spent too
perfectly
much
fine.
time like killing animals and
Yes.
running off of cliffs and just. I've
It's
played
so
it a
easy
while.
to get sidetracked in that game. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're just playing, honestly.
Literally
Like,
starting
that's
the
why I
game.
As
wanna
long as
play
you're
it
having
again.
fun, yeah.
Starting the game, I was a mess. I was just like, I can already go where I want. So it took me about an hour to just get on track and start the game because I was just so happy you could go wherever.
So good.
Yeah.
So what about you, Javi? Because you don't have a Switch at the moment.
Sure don't.
But you have reasons to get one.
Yeah.
You have reasons to get one. So, like, if you had a Switch right now, what would you be playing on it?
Well, Octopath Traveler isn't out yet, or whatever that thing is, but the demo is, and I'd play that a few times. Sonic Mania, I'd get. I'd play some more ARMS, because ARMS is super fun.
ARMS is fun.
I would
I
want
wanna
to
get
get better at
that.
Splatoon, because I'm bad at Splatoon, and I want to be good at Splatoon.
Splatoon's a fun one, especially like I haven't played Splatoon in a minute, but
Plus,
I need I need to get back in it. Like I have a lot of games with story that I've been playing recently.
There's so many memes in Splatoon.
Yes.
I'm just like, why are you here? I gotta join this community.
It's so good.
I also want to be a squid kid.
Mm-hmm. You said also
Oh well, wait.
yeah.
I could also say I play more handheld stuff anyway, so I do have like a new 3DS. In relation to Octopath Traveler, I've been deciding after I finish Gravity Rush 2, I'm gonna finish Bravely Default, and then I'm immediately gonna start Bravely Second. And then
Because it's the same team.
Yes, the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be able to start that up.
Cool.
That'd be cool.
I want to
Very
pick
nice.
those up.
Oh, they're great.
Quality
And actually-
RPGs.
Mention, I totally forgot I've been playing the Fire Emblem Heroes on mobile, like nonstop for the past week. So
Oh,
I
yeah?
totally forgot to bring that up. But
I see you've also joined the family.
yeah,
I tried it. Like I just haven't. I have not gotten into Fire Emblem. Like I haven't played Awakening or I haven't played any of the Fire Emblem games, so I have no reason to dive in. So I tried Warrior. I tried Heroes. But I was
hyped
like,
for that too.
I'm not
it's
into
next week.
it. Yeah, but I do play Mario Run off and on. They just updated that, so
Oh, I haven't played that in a
pretty good.
minute.
yeah, it's pretty good. The update's really good. There's music in it now, like original music for the game, and it's actually really catchy. Like I might download those songs onto my phone later. Cool. So with the Nintendo Switch, there's actually, I just want to mention, at the moment we're recording this game, we are less than 20 days. No, we're like about 22 days away from Mario Odyssey, and I'm compromised for that weekend. People keep wanting to do stuff with me on Mario Odyssey release weekend, and I'm like, no, I'm in my house playing Odyssey all weekend. I will not sleep. Don't call me. I will be playing my Switch all weekend. It's gonna be Breath of the Wild all over again, only with
You're
Mario.
a one-up girl.
Exactly. Like, are you guys getting Mario Odyssey or no?
Oh, I plan to day one if I can.
It's gonna be so good.
I am very excited. I love Mario games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm definitely picking up Fire Emblem Warriors. I don't know about Mario Odyssey. I've never been that big into Mario, to be honest, but
Oh, okay.
it does look interesting. I'm not
It
going to
looks
discount it
so
on that.
good. It looks long too. Like the
It
amount
does.
of like collectibles there are. They said there's like at least there's probably maybe like 150 to 100 moons per level, and there's probably like maybe I'm gonna assume 10 to 12 worlds in this game, and each world is huge. So I'm probably gonna clock more hours into this game than I did Breath of the Wild so far. So I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also they got the bundle coming out for the Switch also when the game launches. That's going to have Mario Odyssey pre-installed on it. So the Switch actually this year, everyone's predicting that the Switch is going to be the best-selling console this year, which is a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Because think about it.
Right.
Like whenever kids get a new toy on Christmas, every time you get a new toy, your parents want to go to a relative's house, and you're like, oh, I got to stop playing my new game console or whatever. I got to stop playing my new toy, and I got to go to a relative's house. Now you can just bring your Switch with you on the car ride, have your dock in a backpack, and then plug that mug up into your grandma's TV. So you can still have your Switch with you during the holidays. So it's going to be a prime time, purchase for the holidays for, many parents, especially on Black Friday. Like, Nintendo's going to probably do some crazy Black Friday deal.
Oh yeah.
For the Switch. So that thing is going to be gone, along with the SNES Classic, but that's already gone. So, yeah,
Rest in
it's so
peace.
good. So do you guys have any other relatives or friends that are planning on trying to get Switches this holiday that don't have them yet?
You know what? I haven't asked. I don't know.
Because I know that Dan, you said you just recently got yours, and then there's a couple
Right.
other friends I know that I didn't even know Nintendo consoles like that, and everyone's all of a sudden posting statuses. I got my Switch, found my Switch, about to play Breath of the
Right.
Wild, about to play Breath of the Wild, and I'm just like, Jesus, I didn't know you guys even wanted this thing. So I'm just seeing people post statuses of Target's game sections and hey, if anybody wants a Switch, there's a Switch in this Target, there's a Switch in this Walmart. So there was a course over the summer when everyone was trying to frantically get a Switch.
Right.
So it's there's more people I think right now with Switches that I know than people that had 3DSs. Or there's people I know that didn't even have 3DSs that have Switches right now, and that's crazy to me, and that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
this
amazing.
is definitely the most amount of people I've known having a Nintendo for a while. When I was the only person in my college area who had a Wii U, so no one knew what
Those
this
Smash
thing was.
Nights.
Yeah, we had huge Smash parties, and that's pretty much all I had the thing for. I don't know, I lost interest after a while, but it's nice that people are starting to pick up on Nintendos. I got my Switch, and then I think a week later, one of my other friends texts me and says, I just bought one because yours was so cool, I needed one too. And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely taken off.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I forgot, actually, 1-2 Switch was the game I got with my Switch, like, in the beginning, and I got rid of that mug as soon as ARMS came out.
Oh,
but,
no.
like 1-2 Switch was a really good demo game for the system, and people, like, forgot about it already because it kind of was like the Wii Sports to the Switch, where it should have been a bundle game. Honestly, I hope they bundle it with Switches during the holidays, because that's still, like, a really good example of what the Switch is capable of and how good of a party console it is.
Yeah.
Because I do like... with my Switch more so than my PlayStation, I'm getting more party games on my Switch because I already have like 2 sets of Joy-Cons, so I technically have 4 controllers or 2 regular full-size controllers. So at any moment, whenever I'm out of the house and I'm going to like a friend's place, I have all 4 of my Joy-Cons with me, so in case anyone wants to play Mario Kart or play some ARMS or what have you, I have 4 controllers already ready so we can just play some Switch. So that's awesome. It's a perfect console for that type of stuff. And we don't even have Smash Brothers yet. And we don't even have, like, any of those other huge, like, Nintendo multiplayer, like, party games yet. But we have Mario Kart still. And Mario Kart's still always a good game to bust out. Like, I've had a couple of instances already where me and some friends have just had our Switches just on a table in a kitchen. And we're just playing, like, Mario Kart or something. Up to, like, 8 players locally. So that's really cool.
Nice.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So I want to go into a little side topic that I thought about recently. So you guys know how the SNES Classic just recently came out.
Right.
Yep.
And everyone was clamoring for one. I actually had a couple people who forgot the SNES Classic was coming out, and they posted statuses, hey, does anyone know where I can get an SNES Classic? And everyone's just like, oh, you should try Best Buy, or you should try Walmart, or whatever. And I'm just like, you're not getting one. You're not getting one. Like, if you just remembered, you're not going to have one because you were not thirsty enough. And that is exactly the case because no one that did not pre-order one has one. Personally, I'm kind of over the classics right now because I can still just emulate those games. But I think just the appeal of having those consoles, like having a little tiny handheld like SNES with the controllers just to plug HDMI into a TV is really appealing. So I'm not against getting one, but I would not personally buy one. But I think if anything, this is a really good opportunity to get like the younger generation into some of the what's the word I'm looking for? The recommendeds, if anything, for gaming, like Mario, Super Mario World, Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy 3, I think is on there. Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger's not on there though, which is silly.
Oh, it's not on there?
No, it's not on there.
It's not.
Star Fox 2 is on there though. You're like, nah. What else is on there? Super Castlevania is on there. Super Metroid's on there. Donkey Kong Country is on there, which is a game I still have not beaten to this day. That game is hard as crap. But yeah, do you guys know any... So what do you guys think about like Nintendo with these classic consoles? Like, did you guys have any like virtual console games on your Nintendo systems, like your Wii U or your Wii or your DS or anything like that?
I actually had a few. You go ahead and go first. I got to remember what was it that I had on my Wii.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
On my Wii, I remember I bought one of the original Kirby's and I bought the original Mario. I never bought one on my Wii U. But yeah, I think it's... I don't know, I'm not as big into the classics because I even still have some of the classics. Like I said, we have an NES in my house, so I didn't really see the appeal of buying the mini NES when I literally have an NES if I want to play it. But I can see where it's great for people like just wanting to get into these franchises, and I think it's a great way to get new people in it. But me personally, I would just much rather play them on my Switch whenever the heck they do whatever they're going to do with a virtual console. I know they're going to do something eventually, but...
One day.
Yeah.
So, like you said, Giles, like you have an Xbox One. What games did you actually play on your Xbox One before you got your Switch anyway?
Oh boy. I had Overwatch for a minute. I had NBA, played Halo. I think I did a Gears of War, I had GTA, the last Batman game. A lot of single player games with that. And
So why has your Switch overtaken your Xbox One, would you say?
Because it's good.
yeah.
He named off a couple of good games.
End of discussion.
He said Overwatch, he said GTA, he
I
said...
know, but the Switch is just good.
It had its games, but it's... A lot of it is the appeal of being able to play it portably. That is just huge for me. That I can take my game and play it wherever I want because I put it on our big TV in the living room, and my dad wants to watch TV a lot, so I'll just sit and play in my room or whatever. But a lot of it, too, is just the Nintendo franchises are my favorite franchises in all of gaming. I love Zelda, I love Mario Kart, I love all of those kinds of games, and... I don't know, there aren't as many franchises on Xbox that I am just head over heels about. It used to be Halo, but in my opinion, they haven't been quite as good as they... They're still good games, but they aren't as great as they were back in the day for me. So I just lose interest very fast, and I don't know, it's always been... Nintendo getting my attention probably the most.
So would you say that during the Wii U era? Because I would agree that the Wii U was probably the weakest Nintendo console.
Oh yeah.
Other than like maybe a handful of first party games that were really essential, like Mario Kart, Smash Brothers.
Right.
Exactly. But like other than those games, I basically was playing my PlayStation 4 during that era more so than my Wii U. But now with the Switch, all the essentials and then some are coming out now. So those games are actually the reason why I'm going back to my Switch more so or is equal to my PlayStation 4 right now. Because also one thing that people have started to notice is that third parties like Rockstar, for example, LA Noire is coming to the Switch this holiday. Bethesda is picking up the Switch. Like Skyrim's coming out in November. We're getting Doom probably in December. The new Wolfenstein game where you're shooting Nazis and it's rated M is coming to the Switch in 2018. And
with no censorship.
Exactly, it's like it's the exact same games coming to the Switch. So like if
what?
all these big companies are starting to put games onto the Switch, we're in an era which is more reminiscent to what people have been comparing to the GameCube days, where you can get a game on a GameCube or a PlayStation 2 and you have to choose. So now it comes down to mainly not what console has the better game, but more so where your soul is at. So like, who are you more loyal to? And we're coming back to that day and age. And I feel like once third parties start putting like those bigger games on the Switch and they're also on PlayStation, I'm going to start getting them on my Switch. And my Switch is going to have more games on my PlayStation. Actually, I think I do have more games on my Switch than my PlayStation that weren't given to me through like PlayStation Plus. I paid for all my games on my Switch. Yeah.
Another point to kind of mention along with that is that I think the Switch is getting a lot of attention from indie developers even.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
That's relevant to me because I'm a huge PC gamer. But now I'm having the option to pick up those games on Switch, and that's pretty attractive a lot of the time.
Yeah, because for example, we just recently got SteamWorld Dig 2, which was first on Switch for like a week or two, and then it just came to PC and PS4 and Xbox One. But everyone who's putting games out on multiple consoles that are indie developers have been saying that the Switch sales are more than any other console because not only can you play it in your house, you can play it anywhere. And that is really appealing to most people. Like Stardew Valley, one of the best-selling like farm simulators, like life simulator games, just came to Switch today, and that game is top on the charts. And people are scared because they're like, "I'm not playing anything else for a while." Oh no! So like the indie support of the Switch is very, very dangerous for other consoles right now. But like that also is a way for people to get games on their Switch when there's not actual like first party or third party content coming to Switch too.
In relation to like mentioning third party like developers, ever since that's kind of like one of the main reasons I got Nintendo consoles, because I remember when the Wii was like coming out and I was like, all right, Brawl's cool, and then there was this game called No More Heroes and I was like,
oh yeah,
what's that?
Oh yeah. And
then that game was amazing. And then Mad World was also in that. And I was like, is this Gears of War? No? Who's this company? Platinum? And then Platinum became like amazing for Nintendo, including Bayonetta 2, which was for a lot of people, another essential for like the Wii U.
Yeah,
it was
for sure.
only there.
Yeah.
But like,
still waiting for that Bayonetta 2 port to Switch next year.
So like, whenever Nintendo gets like,
is that
really
announced?
big,
is that legit?
No, it has to happen.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Anyways, continue.
Whenever Nintendo gets like big or seemingly big developing teams like Platinum, or like Suda51 / Katakawa like Grasshopper stuff to come out, it's usually on Nintendo consoles. Like, it was so big. No More Heroes was so big, strictly from the Wii, that they remade it on the PS4, and it still wasn't as good as it was on the Wii.
Yeah, it did not sell as well. The motion controls were the main pull. Yeah.
But like, I just imagining what they can do with the Switch. I'm just gonna be like, oh snap.
Yeah,
this is gonna be good.
And this isn't even like this Travis Strikes Back game, which is the. It's not even like actual. They actually said it's not the next No More Heroes game. It's a spin-off more so.
Yeah.
But it's also canon to the story. But like, you can look forward to the good stuff coming soon.
It's filler.
Yeah, it's filler, but it's so good. But also one thing with the Switch, as far as it's opening a lot of gaming opportunities for people that usually didn't do certain things with video games. Like, for example, with me and RPGs, I don't play RPGs like that. Like, I don't want to put in the time, the hundreds of hours, the tens to hundreds of hours that it takes to put into a good RPG, because I'm stuck in my house playing them. But now with games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which somehow Nintendo pulled a miracle with Monolith and made that MUT come out on December 1st of this year, which is crazy, because I actually liked Xenoblade Chronicles X. I put like 50, 60 hours into that game, and I was not even halfway through it. And then I didn't play Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I'm for sure picking up, and I'm going to finish that and put hundreds of hours into that one, because I can play that anywhere. Just like Breath of the Wild, like that game alone, like if I had to only play that on my TV, I would not have put as many hours into it as I could have if I could bring it anywhere.
Absolutely.
So like games like RPGs for me, and also like tactical games also, and maybe like some sports games too. Like this game, the Switch is opening doors for like multiple people to try different things that they never would try before, which I'm really liking.
Yeah,
do you guys agree? Yeah,
completely agree. Completely agree. Yeah. It's interesting that you're kind of like, I'm joking a bit here, but kind of ragging on the strategy and RPG games. Again, I realize you're not really, saying anything against them, but that's that's my core go-to. So I didn't realize that kind of polarity there between us.
Yeah, like a Fire Emblem on Switch, like whenever like a core Fire Emblem game comes to Switch, I'll probably pick it up, because I'll be able to just play it on the TV and bring it with me anywhere. So that's gonna be really cool. Like, I'm actually looking forward to that Fire Emblem game.
The Warriors game?
Not Warriors, but whatever like mainline Fire Emblem specifically.
That's not really Fire Emblem.
Out. Yeah.
I'm hyped about it, but let's be realistic. It's not really Fire Emblem.
Yeah, even like Hyrule Warriors was all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
But yeah. But even like the next main Pokemon is gonna be groundbreaking. Oh my goodness, that's gonna destroy people. That's gonna change. That's gonna.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm so scared, huh?
Which one are you talking about?
Whatever the next Pokemon on Switch is gonna be.
That's
gonna be dangerous if they do it the right way.
Yeah.
I have to say, if they actually make it like full blown 3D.
Yeah, like if it's
cry.
I don't even know what no one knows anything, but E3 next year is gonna show us a trailer, and everyone's gonna I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be so good. And it makes me wonder like what the world's gonna be like, if it's gonna be whole open world, or because Sun and Moon was good. Sun and Moon was really good. I'm probably not gonna pick up Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon right now, but yeah, whatever Pokemon can do, and then Animal Crossing too. Animal Crossing's gonna be a good one.
Oh, that's a perfect example of something.
That's a perfect portable game.
Love to take with me. Oh my goodness, yeah.
I can't play that game.
You're not responsible enough to play that either.
Nah, dude, I just can't. I'm like,
I can't do it either.
I'm like, I will never pay off this rent. I am gone.
I gotta pay my bills online, and I gotta pay my bills the time.
Like, there can be only one.
It's so good. So yeah, I can't wait for Animal Crossing on Switch. Isabelle and H. Dua, my boy. H. Dua. H. Dua. It's gonna be so good.
H. Dua.
All right. So pretty much next up, let's just talk about how Nintendo's been business-wise this year with the Switch compared to, say, like the Wii U, for example. So
They actually have consoles this time.
Yeah, they actually have
Start.
consoles this time. Actually, it's gotten better. Actually, like in the beginning of the year. First off, let's talk about the lifespan of the Switch so far. The Switch was announced probably this time last year, came out in March, and then we already have all these games out for it within like the first 6 months. There's still 3 months left. No, there's still 6 more. Wait, hold up. We're 6 months in. Yeah, we still got a minute until the first year of the Switch is
already coming.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey's out in the first 6 months. It's crazy. But
We already here.
yeah, so basically how Nintendo's been dealing with this business for the Switch, how they've been putting so much emphasis on not only is this a new console with a new idea, it's not just a console you can play in the house. They've been putting emphasis on how you can bring it with you anywhere, how easy it is to just play co-op with somebody else. They've also been pushing, not only is this like a kiddie Nintendo console, teenagers and 20-somethings and higher play this console and want to play this console. Like when it first came out, they were pushing Zelda so hard because they knew that's like the type of game that like 20-somethings and higher would want. And they've also been putting emphasis in the commercials not to have like a whole bunch of kids in them, like make it more rounded than it was with the Wii U, because with the Wii U there was more like gravitated towards kids. Like their whole marketing scheme was really weird with that. But also like with their recent Nintendo Directs, like you guys saw, they had like Doom, Wolfenstein, Skyrim was in the first debut trailer for the Switch, so they were already like, here, these are the rated M games you guys wanted us to have for the longest time. And so how do you guys feel about Nintendo and how they've been dealing with like the marketing for the Switch so far?
Quick caveat to that.
Yeah.
Interesting thing. So Breath of the Wild came up in my interview for this current job.
Wait, how?
Really?
My my interviewer was telling me, I don't know how we even got on the topic, but he was like, yeah, I just picked up Breath of the Wild. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. At the time, I didn't have it, and so we were just talking about our mutual love of Zelda, and how
awesome.
he was saying it's really convenient how he could play the Switch during his commute. So just literally exactly what you're talking about. It's in the real world. It's out here.
Yeah, like every people that didn't even care about Nintendo are getting their hands on it. It's so great.
And this dude's a like career professional. Like, I mean,
yeah,
you know,
just get the all black
finding the
Joy-Cons
time.
and, yeah.
I can contest
Wonder
that
what
too, actually. Our old roommate from college is going on a trip to Australia and texted me a few days ago saying, I'm thinking of buying a Nintendo Switch because I'm going to have nothing to do on a crazy long flight and while I'm there. And I said, I think that's a great idea. Just be sure you have some type of portable charger because the battery is not as long as you think it is. But yeah, it's people who never really I thought would ever go into Nintendo are starting to flock towards it, which is very good to see.
Like, I actually got to experience my first Nintendo Switch on a flight like a month ago. So I was going to California for Crunchyroll Expo, and it was about like maybe a 4-hour flight, and I knocked out, what was I playing? I think I was playing maybe like some Minecraft. I just like mindlessly played Minecraft for maybe like an hour and a half. And I also played some Mario Kart with my girlfriend on the plane, so that was fun. And then we also played like some Puyo Puyo Tetris on the plane.
Oh,
so like, yeah, like we were getting lit on that flight. It was great. So like, but yeah, the Nintendo has actually changed the game of handheld gaming and console gaming in general. So I'm really enjoying how they are marketing this console to everybody, and it's like a constant topic. And I think it's gonna actually be a very hard-hitting like gaming discussion for another couple of years until Xbox and Microsoft, well, until like Microsoft and Sony find a way to copy this, which I feel like they're gonna have a very hard time doing, unless like Sony brings UMDs back or something, or makes the PSP the size of a Switch.
Bruh.
But we've all seen how that worked out.
Yeah. And then another thing about the marketing that I really like too is that when I showed people my Wii U, for the longest time they didn't know what it was. A lot of people thought it was just the gamepad that's new, and it was just an extension to the actual no one knew it was an actual like brand new console.
Yeah.
Did all this stuff and everything. But with the Switch ads, they've been very smart to define that it's a portable. You can play it in your hands. You can play it on tabletop mode. You can play it on your TV. They're very smart to show exactly what this thing can do, and the message of it is getting through a lot clearer, I think.
I didn't get my Wii U actually until maybe a year and a half into the Wii U's life cycle. I didn't get it until Pikmin 3 came out, and I think that came out in 2015-ish. And then Smash Brothers didn't even come out until that fall. But I had it on 3DS first, and then when Smash came out on the Wii U, that's when I was playing it. And then Bayonetta and everything else came out the next year. But yeah, I didn't actually buy that newest Nintendo console for a while because there weren't even really any good games for it. They were all super gimmicky games or like ports of decent PlayStation 4 games, and I was like, I'm not even about that right now.
Yeah, same here.
But as soon as they announced the Switch, right after the conference ended when they announced the Switch, I deleted everything off my Wii U, grabbed all my games that I wasn't playing, and packed that up. The next morning, went to GameStop at 7 a.m., waited till they opened, traded it all in towards my Switch, and had it paid off that next day. And I was like, I've never been that thirsty for a new console in my life. That was insane. So I'm really enjoying this so far.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, what do you think the portability of the Switch is that going to affect Nintendo's bottom line with the 3DS line?
This is a good transition actually. I was about to mention going to like, does anyone still play the 3DS anymore? But it looks like
about getting one.
Getting a 3DS?
Yeah.
Oh, for what game?
The Fire Emblem games I missed, so Awakening and Fates, and then Link Between Worlds primarily, but I might also look at some other titles.
True. Like, I mean, even though the Switch is out and the 3DS's games coming out are starting to slow down, there's still plenty. There's tens of good games on the 3DS. There's plenty of good games to play on that system that are already out. Like, I have a whole recommendations list if you need it, but I'm sorry. What was your main like topic that you were going into?
Between Switch versus 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How is that gonna like? Are they cannibalizing their own market? Some people.
No, it seems. I feel like the Switch, also being a handheld system, has not replaced the 3DS right now because they're still pushing games out for it. Anyone who doesn't have a Switch is still playing their 3DS. Some people still have their 3DS and their Switch because there's still games coming out for both.
Right.
But as far as people getting rid of their 3DSs to get Switches right now, I feel like that's not, or like people saying that the 3DS is dead, that's not technically true because like I said, that there's still a whole catalog of games that you can still play on it, and the 3DS and the hardware is still still current day. Like they just recently made the new 2DS XL this summer, which makes no sense. I don't understand.
It should have been here initially.
Exactly.
Like, why did they give us an axe head?
They pulled an apple a little bit there.
Yeah.
But
the Switch being a thing doesn't really affect 3DS right now for me, unless Nintendo keeps making first-party titles for it. Because I feel like as far as third-party developers go and indie developers, no one's paying attention to the Nintendo 3DS. Everyone's trying to get their games out on the Switch, which makes sense. But yeah, the 3DS is still a valuable console to purchase if you can't get your hands on a Switch. But I don't think Nintendo's going to cancel it out just yet. Maybe like for another year and a half or so. We'll see where the transition goes. The 3DSs just disappear and then it's only Switches. Yeah. And Nintendo only focuses on like making like a Switch 2 or Switch whatever that has like a better battery life and more in-house space. Maybe like a 250 gig hard drive instead of like a 32 gig. Stupid. But yeah, I don't think the 3DS is in danger with the Switch being around just yet.
Yeah, and I actually completely resonate with all of that. It's just kind of a point that's out there, but people overlook that the 3DS has the unique, dual screen. A lot of the games rely on that pretty heavily, and there's just not a good way to emulate that really anywhere else.
True,
so
very true.
I think that keeps it safe, and then it's just the platform is insanely huge overseas. It's hard, like. They probably wouldn't even ask this question in Japan because it's so obvious that the 3DS is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But I think you do make a good point. We just have to kind of see where the future.
Yeah, 3DS destroyed Vita, so that's not even an argument. Like 3DS destroyed the Vita, so Nintendo claims the handheld market, and the Switch is just making that more and more prominent. So yeah.
Well, the main problem with the Vita is that a lot of games that are on the Vita did not come to America. Like,
Yeah.
and also the Vita was.
But also,
like,
even when the Vita was here,
yeah,
no
yeah,
one was.
but like,
People were getting 3DSs.
but the Vita's like, yeah, that's true. The Vita was ultimately like a super niche thing. I call it the weed machine because
Weed machine. Yeah,
it was
that's
the weed
exactly.
machine.
Yeah, I had
like
all.
in Japan.
Damn.
In Japan, it's literally a game. It's a console for like visual novels and like Miku, and that's like
But yeah,
it.
it's,
And rhythm
Yeah.
games, and that's it.
I think on my Vita I played Gravity Rush because
Yeah.
that was only on the Vita.
And then it got
I
remastered.
played both Mikus, but then they came to the PS4.
Yes.
And then I had some other super anime-ish game, and then maybe like whatever free came to the Vita, but it was all mainly super weeby games, like you said.
It's
So
the
yeah,
machine.
no point.
The 3DS does have a lot of like special. Well, one, it has a lot of special exclusive games, and it also can still play regular DS games.
Oh yeah, true.
So that's also a big plus for people who wanted to
Yeah.
continue with like more current gen
You know, I
stuff.
whole ass forgot that the 3DS and the 2DS still is backwards compatible. Like no
Yeah,
one said it
exactly.
not backwards compatible anymore. I forget about that.
And also DS
Yeah,
games are
it's given.
region free.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever. But like the reason, like for example, the reason I got my 3DS, I kind of did what you did, Dan.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and my mom was like, "You don't have a 3DS," and I was like, "Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will." And then I ended
Pretty
up buying,
much.
yeah, and then I ended up buying like Pokemon and Bravely Default and then all that stuff. But
Right.
yeah, I don't think that the 3DS is necessarily going anywhere. It's not dying, but like compared to like, in my opinion, compared to like the Japanese market or like overseas market versus like the American market, they also kind of what's the word I'm looking for? They don't flock as much
Oh
to
yeah.
certain things.
Uh-huh.
Like like for America, we flock to a lot of stuff like real quickly. Japan's like, nah, we got all this stuff. It's good. We're cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're decent.
Yeah.
But also, as long as Nintendo keeps making new skins for DSs and keeps releasing them, people are gonna keep buying them. So it
Oh,
don't
yeah.
matter.
Oh my god.
Because apparently the whole freaking skin, like the whole plate thing for the new 3DS, just got disregarded completely. I hate that. I love you,
Can I borrow some?
boy. What a.
Can I borrow some?
So you just heard up a whole bunch of rustling. That was me going into my drawer, taking out at least 8 plates that I got for my new Nintendo 3DS.
How much was the Kirby ones?
Probably like they were each probably like $25 to $30 each. And now they don't even care about them anymore. So I'm like, I guess I have these now. Like they do look super sweet, but
They're
like
so clean.
so stupid, so dumb.
The 3DS had a lot. One thing I didn't mention. One of the biggest reasons I got the new Nintendo 3DS was because I wanted to get Earthbound, and that was the only way you could play Earthbound.
Earthbound.
True.
Earthbound, yeah.
Oh, wow.
One of the biggest RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
Earthbound.
first Mother.
Yeah. No, not it's second. I think it's second Mother. It's
Oh,
Mother
okay.
2. But like, that they had it in Virtual Console for.
Oh yeah,
for
true,
the
true.
new
I remember.
3DS.
That's the one with. That's not the one with.
It's
Lucas.
NES.
Okay, the one with NES. Okay. Yeah, I remember they did put that on Virtual Console on 3DS. Yeah.
And that was another like big thing because I saw that in Nintendo Direct and I was like, damn.
Got it.
I'm out. I'm out the count. And then the better processor and all that. I was like, whatever.
And the C stick for the hunts.
the nub.
Yeah, the nub.
But
So good.
no, I think the 3DS is totally safe. But it's cool that everyone's getting Switches.
But
Yeah.
if the new Pokemon only comes on Switch, it's dead. It's fucking dead. It's so dead. What else? Oh, also how the Nintendo Switch is region free is probably one of the sexiest things that Nintendo's ever done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I have a Nintendo Japanese account and a Nintendo America account. I didn't bother making a European account, but I can just go to the Japanese store and just get a game whenever I want to. Although I have to figure out how to get Nintendo Japanese points. I could probably just get a card off Amazon, but
Monster
yeah,
Hunter.
like I got the Monster Hunter demo on my Switch, and it's so good. And I was actually at work, and I saw like someone ordered like a Monster Hunter Double Cross for Switch, and I just got to hold the box in my hands. I was like, oh snap, that's so cool. Also, cons when you go to conventions and you just see the games, the imports, you can just be like, okay, I'll just take
Yep.
this. Yeah, so it's so good.
Make sure to lick it.
Yeah, oh god.
The authenticity.
So bad. So, are there any games that you guys would want to come to the Nintendo Switch that either is out or is coming out? Like any games that like probably would only probably come to like the Xbox or the PlayStation that you think that Nintendo will probably want to plug and get on the Switch?
The one I was thinking is already happening, and I'm glad it is because I never bought it originally. But Rocket League.
What? Oh, true.
Yeah,
Rocket League is
I am-
coming?
Yeah,
coming
Rocket
to
League's coming to
Switch,
Switch. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I got it on my PlayStation when it was free. That's like how a whole bunch of people got it. But yeah, it's a great game. I actually probably would play it more if it was on my Switch because I can bring it with me everywhere and I
will
can just
play
bust
that.
out my Joy-Cons. Yeah, so that's gonna be a really good Switch game when that comes out. I'll probably pay the 20 or the 30 or whatever they want me to pay just so I can get that again.
I did not expect you to say that, Matt. That's why I was laughing.
I
was like,
want to
what?
play Rocket League, but I never got into it. But
Rocket
yeah,
League is
now that
really
it's
good,
portable
yeah.
too, I want it.
It's gonna be quality.
Get ready.
Yeah.
I've heard people say that it'll be a godsend if somehow Overwatch came to Switch.
No.
But I'm just like, I don't know.
if I see that.
I don't know, man.
No.
But since they just added the free-for-alls, you could like local multiplayer free-for-alls with
Yeah,
your
no.
Switch? No?
No. Mm-mm.
No?
I don't know.
You don't
I don't
think
know.
so? You don't
That's
think
a
Not at
tough
all,
one.
boy.
Not at all.
Not at all, boy. No. No.
What if Kingdom Hearts 3 came to Switch?
Boy, bet. I'd be on it. To be honest, dude, the game that I'd want to come to the Switch would have to be I'd want it to be not Dream Drop Distance. I'd rather have it be Bravely Default.
Bravely Default?
Bravely Default,
Like a Switch remaster?
like a Switch remaster. Because
Okay.
I mean, like, cool, they're bringing up Octopath Traveler. I'm like, bring up Bravely Default. Bring up the OG.
Uh-huh.
Let us get that experience on the Switch.
I heard that Square is actually working on porting Final Fantasy 15 to Switch, but they're trying to figure
Oh, yeah,
out how
they
it's
are.
going to work because it's such a big-ass game.
Yeah, that game is currently 70 something gigabytes on my PS4,
Yeah.
Jesus.
and I'm
And
just
that's
like,
with or without DLC.
that's with it.
Yeah.
And it keeps adding.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's Nintendo
It's
just
bad.
putting emphasis on, you better get that SD, better come with an SD card, is what you're saying. That game better come with an SD
no,
card.
what they should do? Oh man, if they did this, I don't know if they said they've done it yet, but if they did this, it would be amazing. The Metroid Prime trilogy.
I would want that again. I really would want that again.
If
I'd
they
buy
if
that.
they
Yeah.
did the Metroid trilogy,
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna have to because Metroid Prime 4 got announced this year. So now they gotta put Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch for sure.
What about Viva La Pinata 2 though?
Viva La Pinata 2. With the Prime trilogy for sure, I would, because I actually I was playing Prime 1 and I got maybe like 75% through and I stopped playing for a week and then I was like, oh, can't play this no more. So, and then
wow.
I kind of played maybe a quarter of the way through 3, but I never played 2. So that would be a great time to play
That
through the
feels
trilogy. For sure. I would enjoy that. Is there anything that you would want to come to the Switch, Dan, if you could think of anything?
Honestly, I when I pick up a Nintendo console, it's primarily just for the main Nintendo titles. So nothing comes to mind, but I'll be pleasantly surprised with any new indie installments. Because
Cool.
those tend to play pretty well on Nintendo consoles.
Oh, so you just said something that made me remember. So you said that you mainly get a Nintendo system for Nintendo games, like the Marios,
Yeah.
the Zeldas, the Fire Emblems, the Metroids. So because of the intention that the Switch is drawing to itself with third parties, if all of these other games, like say for example Skyrim, but I haven't played Skyrim already, but like if Grand Theft Auto 5 for some reason came to Switch, if like other games came to Switch like that are really popular, like Assassin's Creed Origins or whatever came to Switch, would you play any of those other big AAA titles if they got ported to the Switch that you wouldn't play normally?
Not one that comes to mind. It would be interesting to see some of the fighters, the anime fighters that are usually exclusive to Sony consoles.
We do need
or
to get
Switch.
more
I think
fighters
that
on
would
the Switch.
that would do well.
That'd do well, I think.
The Super Street
But
Fighter,
now-
Ultra Street Fighter 2 actually sold very well.
But no, like I don't really think I don't really like the Grand Theft Auto games to begin with, so just probably not.
Can I ask why not?
Why not? Why don't I like Grand Theft
yeah.
Auto?
Yeah.
Just not a big fan of open world. Like,
Okay.
what ends up happening is like open world games by just because of their design, like they can't have as in-depth story as say like an RPG. It's kind of like that's the trade-off. Either you get a really linear story in an RPG that has a lot of depth to the story, but not a lot of necessary options for the player, or you get a really open-ended, a lot of options for the player, but the story isn't necessarily as just comparably as in depth.
So that was Zelda.
Yeah, so that's actually that makes, as much as I love Zelda, that makes Breath of the Wild kind of a bittersweet for me.
Because of the story.
Because the story was kind of null, and I really try to love the game for everything that was there, because what was there was amazing, but it often becomes a discussion of what wasn't there.
Yeah,
and so
everyone will agree with you on that one. I agree.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But those games...
I hope that whatever the next one is, it has better dungeons and a better story for sure. But the world was perfectly executed, yeah.
I miss Ganondorf.
Yeah.
He feels bad. But like those games where they shine is when you're the type of player that's like just gonna pick it up and kind of invent your own fun, and like you can just go and like burn a forest down, and that's awesome for you. That kind of falls flat to me. Like I want to feel like what I'm doing is part of the larger narrative. So that it's just unfortunate. I'm just not wired to like open world. So there you go.
Okay.
It makes sense. That's a good reason. I think.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think the game's bad or anything. Just it's not for me. So
fair. All right. So we are coming up on an hour. So we're gonna wrap up this Nintendo Switch discussion. Thanks for being here, guys. Talk.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
For sure. So we're gonna wrap it up with another shameless plug. So Javi, you can plug your Instagram again.
My Instagram is chaosifized, and it's also, I have another one called the Booty Referee. I'm less booty, so you should, yeah. Okay.
And then Jiles, you had a Twitter.
Yep, Maddie at the Disco. Just wait for the new Mario to come out, and I'll be tweeting about it very much.
For sure. And Dan is off the grid, so you ain't finding nothing on him.
Yeah, you ain't gonna find me.
You ain't gonna find me.
That's my intention.
And you are listening to this on ConMenRDW. That's basically just search ConMenRDW on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on anything. Just Google me, and you will find all my stuff. And this is the ConMentary podcast, the geeky nerdy show for geeky nerdy people. And thanks for listening, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.